not good. Can't even tell what happened.
So I haven't been completely honest with you guys about my drone specifically. And it's because I wasn't ready to share it yet, but now I feel like I am. I've had enough experience. But I'm quickly running out of light, so let's get up on the mountain and then I'll tell you guys a little more when we get up there. I was really counting on this T-bar being open today. Saved me a bit of time. Totally forgot that it's closed on weekdays, so that adds maybe 15 or 20 minutes onto my climb here, which I was not expecting. So I've been flying drones for quite a while, and always drones from DJI, you know, Mavics, Air, lines like that. And although those drones are really, really fun and make flying super easy with all the sensors and technology that they have on them, to me, those drones feel like tripods. It's super good for getting like the establishing shots that you guys see at the start of a lot of my videos. And I really like them for that. I can quickly pop it out and get like 5 or 10 shots in like 5 minutes and be done. What those drones seem to lack, though, is dynamics. If you think about like a movie, watching like a film in the theaters, if every shot was shot on a tripod, you'd get a little bored. You'd be looking for some dynamics, some movement, something to change it up. And to me, that's always been FPV drones. Not only can you get cinematics of flying gaps and, you know, threading the needle between trees and stuff like that looks super cool, but you can also get an aerodynamic shot when you're following someone. My only gripe with DJI drones is it almost feels like some sort of helicopter or UAV hovering above the person. And so I've always really wanted to get an FPV, but it's challenging. The drones have no sensors, and it's not like a DJI drone where if you take your hand off the controller, the drone just hovers. You have to constantly be feathering the throttle and keeping the drone in the air and keeping it level, because these FPV drones can fly upside down if you want to. So what I haven't been honest with you guys about is I bought an FPV drone about 8 or 9 months ago. Some of you guys figured that out because of one of my Instagram posts with Insta360. But I have been practicing a ton to get ready for this winter so that I can follow my friends with it. But I haven't shot in the snow yet. Obviously that Insta360 video that was on my Instagram, there's a little bit of snow on the ground, but I haven't actually shot like on a mountain where the temperatures are cold. And I know from flying my other drones that it really has a big impact on the battery life. So I'm out here today testing out the FPV drone in cold temps. And I'm gonna take you guys with me.
I can feel the eyes on me. Shift my shape and let low. Bite my tongue between my teeth.
These influencers are like totally capping when they do shots like that. What they never show is that you have to come back for the camera, especially in like the hiking niche. I feel like they always have like tripod setup shots where they're like walking off into the distance. They have to come back for the camera. They don't leave it there. I just think it's comical. Here's the new drone, and this thing is really fun and really fast. What I read online, it's like 100-mile-an-hour top speed, which is obviously really fast. I'll be strapping an Insta360 to it, which is pretty heavy, so probably not hitting that kind of speed, but you kind of get at least a rough ballpark of how quick this thing is. It's definitely quick. Big thing I'm worried about here is I've crashed this thing before, and how late I'm getting a start, I will definitely not have enough time to recover it if I crash it. So I'll probably be taking some pretty conservative flights just because, again, if it does end up in a tree or something, probably just have to leave it out here, which would not be fun. First flight is always a little terrifying because you never know the bounds of your range and if the drone's just going to fall out of the sky. So it's always a little bit of a test on the first one to see how far you can go, where you can go, how the drone responds. Sometimes, you know, wind, cold weather, having the camera on top can all affect things. So happy to get the first one out of the way. Oh, definitely got time for another pack before this big cloud hits. So I'm gonna put it up again and see where we can fly around. Maybe do something a little more interesting than the last flight. I have a problem. There are only so many songs I can use on YouTube without getting copyrighted, and I couldn't find one that fit these epic drone shots. So I put on my producer hat and made this song to go along with today's video.
Show me now where words are not allowed. I need you to. If I was turned around, dressed up like a clown, it'd still be me. Couldn't bear the crown, rather share a frown, lies and deceit. Everything's underground, you'll never make it as a
Wow, these battery packs do not last very long in the cold. I don't know how long of a flight that was. Well, I think this will tell me actually. About 3 minutes. I think I normally get about 5, maybe 4.5. 3 minutes. Not very long. But it would be plenty enough for some skiing shots if somebody was like already at the top and I was at the bottom. Part of the problem I'm running into here is this thing doesn't communicate well with the controller and goggles when there's terrain in the way. So I'd like to fly down one of these valleys on either side of me, but because there's the entire mountain and all these trees in the way, I really can't. Because the drone starts losing connection pretty quickly when I start going down that way, which you guys can't see because you're watching from this camera, but I can see in the goggles here. So good to know that when I want to film somebody for skiing, I almost need to be at the bottom of the run looking up, because then I'd have line of sight on the drone and we'd be able to fly way high up above the mountain and come down the whole run. Part of the reason I wanted to come out here was just to learn some of these weird things so I'm not doing it when I'm trying to, or learning these things when I'm trying to follow somebody who's skiing. So this is all good experience, kind of the whole reason I'm out here. Losing the sun pretty quickly, but not in the big gray part of the cloud yet. So I think I'm gonna toss it up for one more run. I think I have enough daylight that I can still make it out of here. Sad part is, the backside chairs are already closed, which normally you'd be able to ski down to those and just take a chair out of here. But I think I'm gonna have to skin back up the mountain, which will take a little while. So I gotta plan ahead on that so that I'm not out here when it's still dark, all alone. And I would love to ski some of the terrain that way that would take me down to the backside, and probably could have if I would have just flown 1 or 2 runs and then got out of here. But being alone and having high avalanche danger, it's not worth it, honestly. So I'm gonna stay essentially inbounds the whole way back just because I am out here alone. And that'll make sure that when my mom watches this, she doesn't get too pissed at me. With sunset getting close and me having no idea how long it would take to skin back to the top of the resort, I decided to put my downhill bindings on and begin my journey back. For some reason, my action cam didn't record any sound on this clip, but like I said earlier, because I was in the backcountry alone and avalanche danger was super high during this time, I wanted to stay away from any avalanche terrain at all. Just my luck that I could stay on this cat track most of the way down. I also didn't strip any layers off for the uphill, which meant I ended up super sweaty. When you're in the mountains, getting wet, especially from sweat, means you're going to get cold, and I got super cold here. I didn't film any of the uphill because I was just honestly hyper-focused on getting out before the sun went down. Here were some of my thoughts when I finally skinned back to the top of the resort. Well, the sun came back out. I'm glad that I ended up getting out of there though, because it is getting cold really fast. And with how sweaty I am, this is a recipe for not good things. Oh, and look at the sunset peeking out. Oh, wow. God, it's beautiful here. By the time I was ready to head downhill and make my way back down to my car, I'm pretty sure I was the only person on the entire mountain. It was strange seeing the chairs not moving while I skied down runs I had done 100 times, but I had some amazing views on the way back down. Since the drone was attached to the exterior of my backpack, I had to ski super slow to make sure it didn't fall off. Still got the drone. If you made it this far, thanks for watching to the end. I know this is a bit different than my normal videos, so I'm actually interested to hear what you guys think of this one. Either way, I'll catch y'all next Sunday where I should have some announcements about the outerwear. Cheers.